Welcome to the Big DK Energy Podcast. This is your boy Danny Carenter, or DK as the host. For everyone tuning in, I just want to say welcome to the show and thank you for showing up. Whether it's a lot or a few of you, it's much appreciated. We have a treat for you today as the first guest. This young man started in football stardom, playing in Division II collegiate athlete level. He was a pretty strong safety, I'll tell you that. But then he eventually made his way over to Orlando, where he excelled in both his classes as well as socially, being part of a fraternity as well as pursuing his acting ambitions. And in doing so has led to a few projects and is now even leading him to move out to LA, the land of angels. Without further ado, please help me in welcoming the very first guest for the Big DK Energy Podcast, Mr. Jaylen Alpha to Omega Houston.
Yo, thank you, man. That was a good intro. I like that. My heart I felt that one right here. Gotta take a deep breath for that one. I appreciate you, man. It's an honor to be here, seriously. I'm definitely grateful to be the first guest on your podcast. It definitely means a lot. This is going to go big. Not this episode. Well, not just this episode, but the entire podcast.
Correct. Not just this episode.
Yeah, man. You're about to kill this entire platform, this entire segue, dog. I'm so excited for you, bro. But thank you, man. It's an honor to be here again.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, of course. Thank you for being on the show. I mean,
of course.
Just gathering guests for podcasts, seems so daunting. And I'm just glad that, I was able to hit you up and you were available. But,
anything for my boy DK, bro. Anything for you, man.
You're the man. And I love your shirt.
Appreciate it. Everybody who's not here, I wish you were. Little flame.
Wait, what concert was that?
This was the Astroworld tour,
okay.
actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw the Astroworld, but I'm just like, what was that? Yeah, that's right.
In my opinion, that was his best album. And I've been a Travis Scott fan since Days at the Rodeo.
Yeah, actually, that song Mamacita?
Yeah, of course.
I love that song.
Yeah, that song's good. I mean, he has a lot of bangers on that mixtape. That was actually, I listened to it for the first time in 2015, actually, when I was at SEU. I listened to it. I was like, wow. That wasn't, I don't know if you remember that music platform, My Mixtapes.
No, I never actually checked that out.
Yeah, so that was a platform for mixtapes before people started putting like their mixtapes and stuff like that on like Apple Music. Now everybody artists put all their music on Apple, even if it's not an album. But so it was My Mixtapes. And yeah, that's when I first heard him, like, yo, this dude's got it. Like, this is good.
Are there any other artists that you listen to on that platform that have made it big?
Gucci. Well, Gucci was always big.
Exactly.
I always listen to Gucci Mane.
Burp.
Gucci Mane, Waka Flocka, of course.
Oh, my God, Flocka.
Who else? Chirpy Red, Lil Uzi, actually. I listen to a lot of Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi's actually in my top 5 favorite rappers. And I wouldn't say like best.
Of all time?
He's one of my favorite of all time, yeah. Lil Uzi.
Nice.
Almost any Lil Uzi song that comes on, I'm like, yep, leave it. Don't change it.
Yeah, that's right.
Lil Uzi, Juice WRLD, R.I.P. Juice. Travis Scott, of course, we went over that. Those are the 3 off the top of my head where I could be like, okay, any one of those artists come on, don't click next. This concert was probably the best concert I've ever been to. I had to get this shirt.
I mean, how can you not? I mean, you've seen the documentary of Travis Scott.
Yeah, man, he's a legend in the making. I'll say that. If not already, he's definitely a legend in the making for sure.
I honestly do think he's kind of a legend now because he's already just kind of blew up.
Yeah, he blew up. It always seems like people blow up quick, People
Correct.
think everything happens overnight, but I mean,
if quick is like 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. That, I mean, in the music world, that's pretty quick, I'd say.
Yeah, that is pretty quick.
That's like 1 to 2 albums and you're there already. That's a hard feat to take on.
Absolutely. Just I sometimes think about like how music has evolved in a way. It's just that just like, okay, granted, I don't know how you stand on this, but how other things evolve. I believe in human evolution, but then music has kind of evolved as well, because even though, yes, we know about like classical songs, you don't hear people going to classical concerts anymore as much.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I feel like it's more the older bunch. And by older, I mean like 40 to 50, something like that. But yeah, for our generation, nobody really goes to those type of concerts anymore. Like even like rock and roll and stuff like that.
I was about to say, unfortunately, even though I love all types of music, rock is my number one because that's what I grew up on. However, I do. Unfortunately, it is dead.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it took a hard fall, like quickly.
Because in high school, it seemed like the last bits of rock were either really heavy metal, like that screamo punk kind of crap. I was not a big fan of that. And then ska or some kind of reggae. But that's literally all there was. I mean, there's also like indie rock and all that other stuff. But some of that stuff is good. But then other stuff of it is like really corporate washouty, and it reminds me of really bad Disney commercials.
Oh, not the bad Disney commercials. You know what I think has replaced rock for real? Because I've become a big fan of it. Alternative music.
Yeah, you're right.
Alternative music, I love it. The 1975, Florence and the Machine.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, I love both of them so freaking much. I also listen to a lot of new R&B. Obviously, like the late 80s and then 1990s R&B classics, of course, but also like there's a few like Division, they're a duo. I love all their music as well. That's another group that if you turn on a song by them, I'm like, yo, do not change this.
Never heard of them, actually. I'll give them a listen as I'm on my way to my gig today.
Yeah.
Where does Mary J. Blige, does she fall into R&B?
Yeah, she falls into R&B.
Excellent.
She falls in the classic category.
Excellent, because I think she's awesome.
In my opinion, yeah, she's huge, bro. She's still winning awards to this day for albums that she's put out. Only reason I know that is because a director and producer that I'm pretty close with, I'm actually going to visit him when I go out to LA for this upcoming trip. He always posts about her, so that's how I keep up with her, because he's like, she's the love of my life, she's the greatest of all time, blah, blah, blah. She's definitely in the Whitney Houston category.
Really? Well, yeah, I guess as time goes on, people will start to get into that category of our era. Just imagine at the point where it's just like people are learning about Doja Cat in a textbook.
Are you a fan of Doja Cat?
It's like, I do like her music. I'm not her biggest fan. I do like her music, and also I do find her very attractive, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like that's a very unpopular opinion, but I mean, I also feel like she's kind of nuts.
She is crazy.
But I don't know, I kind of appreciate that about her.
I think what throws me off, honestly, and about Doja Cat in that scenario, when she posted about like black people and why she's not attracted to like black guys and all that stuff.
I read about that.
Like, I'm not against that. Like, you like what you like, but
Correct.
There's no need to like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, put down where you came from.
Exactly.
We'll get into that later, but there's a lot of that in the industry as well. Like, there's a lot of like ethnic and cultured people who kind of just forget where they came from, or like put down where they came from to make the man look good, or to make to up their status. I'm not a fan of that. That's something I've always vouched about growing up. Like, once I get to this level of my career in media and acting, entertainment, whatever it may be, I'm not going to forget where I came from. I'm not going to, like, it's unnegotiable. It's like, I'm not going to negotiate my culture and stuff like that for a dollar bill. That's just me. Like, I will turn, and I feel like people say this until they get to that point, but I don't see why I wouldn't have any problem turning down some type of deal for, like, if it doesn't align with my values. A lot of people do that.
It's very unfortunate, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it is.
And I can't understand it because I'm of a different culture, if that makes sense. But the thing is that I can at least appreciate where you're coming from.
Right. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Back, because I know we were talking about Travis Scott back at SCU.
Yeah. You played football for SCU, correct?
Yeah, I did. I played for the first inaugural year.
Really?
Of the football team. Yeah. So how I even got into football,
where did it all start for you?
I've been a football. I'm gonna take my glasses off. I've been a football fanatic for as long as I can remember, just because like my family, like lineage, like they all played collegiate sports. Like,
oh really?
Maybe like one or two of them went to the league, but not for a long time. Like distant uncles, cousins, stuff like that.
That's still pretty cool.
But yeah, like my dad played at FSU, and
oh really? What position was he?
He played safety as well.
Oh no way, nice.
He played, yeah. We come from a long line of heavy hitters.
Nice.
And then my uncle, his brother, played for UF, University of Florida. He played safety. He graduated from there. My other uncle, my mom's brother, played for FSU as well. I can't remember what position he played, but he also played for FSU as well. So that's just to name a few of my family, but mostly all the boys. I come from predominantly, I don't. I feel like there's more women in my family than men, but all the men always were involved in football. So anyway, I moved to Orlando from Tallahassee. I was born in Tallahassee. Kind of grew up there until I was about 6 or 7. About 6. And then immediately once we got settled in here in Orlando, my parents got me into a flag football league. So grew up with both of my parents, so that's definitely a blessing. Get into that later, but yeah, so straight play flag football for 2 seasons. And then once I was like ready, once my dad thought I was ready, my mom, she never really cared. Because, you know, like most moms are like, I don't want my baby to get hit, blah, blah, blah.
Especially with the CTE problem, flaring up.
Yeah, well, that wasn't even a thing back then, right?
That's right.
So that was, man, that was like 2004, 2003, 2004.
It really wasn't that long ago, if you really think about it.
Less than 20 years. I mean, yeah, when you look at it, it really wasn't that long ago. But yeah, so as soon as I was ready to get in there, bro, I was in pads before I knew it, playing linebacker and running back because I was a lot shorter. I had a growth spurt out of nowhere in high school. But yeah.
I get to hit mine.
It's almost here, bro. It's coming, I promise.
At 26.
I'm telling you, bro, stretch, workout, run, sleep. So through middle school, played football. I was super bad in middle school. Fun fact. So my 7th grade year, I had 21 referrals in middle school. No one would believe me now because of how I present myself now, but I was really freaking bad for no reason at all. And I remember spring break, we were getting ready to head over to Tallahassee because usually for breaks, winter break, spring break, summer, if I didn't have football, I was going to stay with my grandma. My brothers, we'd go stay with my grandparents. And so my mom went to the mailbox and she got a letter in the mail, with her name on it, to the parents of Jaylen Omega Houston. It was from Beyond Scared Straight, the A&E network.
Oh?
Yeah, so to be on that show because I was so bad. And she opened it and read it and she was like, I hope you have a good spring break because when you get back, you're going to jail. And she showed me the letter and I read it and I was like, nah. It clicked immediately. I was like, yo, I am never getting in trouble again. So literally from that day, I never got in trouble at school ever again. No referrals, no detention, no lunch, nothing ever again. That's what really scared me straight before I even got onto the show. I was like, bro, I'm not doing this.
Hey, at least you nailed the audition.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah, they did their job without me even have to be on air, bro.
Yeah, dude, you're such a good actor that, you didn't even need an audition.
Exactly.
We're just going to put you on the show.
Man, just thinking back on it, it's just like, damn, I was really that bad. I was getting into fights, 2-3 fights a day.
Oh.
It got to the point I was in my dean's office for my grade so much. One day she's like, listen, tomorrow morning, eat your breakfast. Once the first bell rings, don't even go to class. Just come straight to my office. Bro, I swept and cleaned around the entire middle school campus all day. That's all I did. And when it was lunchtime, I sat in her office, ate lunch, go back to cleaning and walking around with a broom. And I was like, bro, this is horrible. I feel like a janitor. I'm not getting paid.
Not saying there's anything wrong with janitors. They're very important.
Yeah, they're very...
But as kids, that's what we're taught, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Growing up, you're like, oh, if you have any one of those jobs, a trash man or a janitor, you're seen as invaluable. But every job is important, seriously.
Especially those.
Yeah, 100%, because not everybody wants to do those.
Exactly. And, I hear garbage people get paid a pretty decent salary.
They actually do. They actually really do. They actually, in some cases, make more than teachers.
I don't blame them. They have to put up with everyone's crap.
Literally. Literally.
Pun intended. So would you say that football disciplined you in a way and got you on a much more corrected path?
Yeah, football, I think I'm biased, but I think football is probably one of the most disciplinary sports because of how much it takes. From a lot of people don't understand, now if you watch the NFL, you just see what happens on Sundays. But people don't understand that in the off season is really where all that work is produced.
100%. Conditioning,
meal plans, working out.
It's marked to the nth degree in terms of hours. I've seen, I had a couple of buddies who played linebacker at the University of Minnesota, and they showed me their schedule. And even your fraternity brother Tristan Hill, he showed me his schedule. What his days was like on the Cowboys, and that kind of stuff, and it's like marked literally like as if it was like a full-time job.
Oh yeah,
Because
it is a full-time.
it is.
Yeah, it is a full-time job. So it definitely increases in like mark to a T, no matter what level you're at. But yeah, to answer your question again, I'd say like it really helped me keep my head on straight and helped me focus because football has always been my passion. One of my passions, I'd say. High school, I actually was going to Dr. Phillips because I was in the magnet program for theater and performing arts. I got into that program. So I was able to go to that school for a year. And then so it got to the point the next year where they were just like, this is like acting, football, they're both very tedious and what you need to be doing and like the time required to put in. So I had to choose. So obviously being a younger kid, I chose football. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play football. Even though, but always in the back of my head, I always knew, I'm like, damn, I love football so much. I've been playing since I was 6, 7 years old. I just knew, I'm like, bro, I still, there's something about the entertainment industry. There's something about acting. I knew I had to get back into it eventually. And so ended up playing high school football all throughout. Ended up getting signed to Southeastern University in Lakeland. Nice. For D2 football. So I stayed there for a year. And yeah, even in that schedule, bro, it was literally wake up super early, have a film session. The first thing in the morning, film session, go eat breakfast, go to class. Sometimes we have a morning practice and then film session, and then eat, go to class. And then I think like 3 or 4 o'clock from like 4 to like 6 or 7, we had regular practice. Then it's study hall. Well, then it's dinner. Then it's study hall. Then you're in your room getting ready for bed, getting ready to go into the next day. So, I mean, that's just one simplistic day. Some easier than others. It was hard.
Wow. Dang.
I gained 20 pounds of muscle, though.
Damn.
Like, when I first got there, they had me on such a strict plan to help me grow. Like, when I went there, I was like 172 pounds that July. Like, I literally graduated high school, had like a month and some change, and then it was straight into training camp. So once I got on that campus, I was 172. By the end of January, I was 196.
God damn.
Yeah, I that was the biggest I've ever been, greatest I ever felt, everything. So that just goes to show just how tedious like that schedule is, bro.
Wow. And so you played how many years at SU?
Just one, just their first year. So they actually inaugurated the football team that year, 2015. Or 2014 going into 2015.
Nice.
So that season I played there. And then at the end of the spring, I wasn't on a full ride scholarship, and it is a private school. The team was really good, but it's so expensive. So I was also like, bro, I don't think I could keep this up. I don't want to put my family through this financial struggle like later on, because I already knew. I'm like, bro, this is just too much, especially if I'm not going to get a full ride. Like, there's really...
True. Oh, yeah, that's right. The full ride thing would definitely help out.
Yeah, I would have stuck around for sure. Like, I would have gave it 150% if I would have got a full ride scholarship, but that didn't get renewed. So I was like, man, I'm not going to do this to my family. That's how I ended up at UCF.
What was the most difficult team that you played while you were there?
The most difficult team, bro? I would say Weber. Weber University, as weird as that sounds, because we had to play them. We played them at home and we beat them, and then we had to play them again for the division conference finals. It's for the playoffs, and we lost by a touchdown. So, but they were a tough team. And like a lot of people from SEU knew people at Weber, so it was always a lot of trash talk on social media, people texting back and forth, just a lot of crap. So, like, to my memory, the best of my memory, I'd say Weber for sure.
Just imagine, it's just like, bro, you go to a Division II school. Oh yeah, well, we just got some good football players and you don't.
Yeah,
and that's the best insult you can come up with.
Nah, it'd be a lot deeper than that.
Really?
Well, I mean, it could be like, I don't know if you've heard of Jalen Ramsey.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. He's one of the only 99 rated players in Madden right now.
Yeah.
One of the few. But yeah, did you see how he used to text like his opponent's girlfriends and stuff like the day before a game?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, it could get like that.
Man's a savage.
Yeah, he is a savage, but he's good at what he does, man. You got to give him his props. But he's just a savage.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, if anything, that kind of adds to his game, I feel.
Mm-hmm. You already have a mental edge over your opponent. And that's another thing, bro. Football is like 90% mental. And that...
Well, linebackers are mental.
Yeah. You got to be a lunatic to play linebacker.
Yeah, almost a killer. Not referencing Ray Lewis, but
Oh,
too soon.
I forgot about that. I was gonna say Brian Urlacher because he was a savage.
Okay, I was about to say Brian Urlacher never killed anybody.
No, but he was a killer on the field.
Oh,
like,
100%.
He was an animal at linebacker, bro. That was someone, like, growing up, I modeled my game after on defense.
Mm-hmm.
But since I was, like, a lot smaller and really freaking fast, my favorite player of all time is LaDainian Tomlinson.
Nice, LT.
So, yes.
Well, one of the LTs, because there's also Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, yeah, Lawrence Taylor as well. He's automatic legend. You got to put him up there. But that's who I modeled my game after. That's why I became a San Diego Chargers fan when they were in San Diego. Now they're Los Angeles. It's crazy how that works.
True. I mean, the Chargers are still the Chargers, and granted, they still have that history. I mean, as long as you're not a Ryan Leaf fan.
Nah, I don't really care about Ryan Leaf. I could give two craps about that guy.
Man, have you ever heard about a story like how he just? Because I actually watched a video about it the other day, and it turns out he was always partying, never going to practice, and like he was like I think he was number 1 overall, and then like within like 3 seasons he was booted.
I mean, hey, I'm kind of surprised they gave him 3 seasons if he was doing all that BS.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the NFL does not play.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Remember Johnny Manziel?
Money Manziel, he was the truth in college.
Yeah, exactly. And then when he got to the league, turns out the league played way different from college, and that's what completely screwed him over. Well, that including the partying, the drunken mishaps.
Anybody could have saw that coming, though.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody who pays attention to like football could have saw that coming.
Yeah.
I saw it coming for sure.
And now I think he's like doing like insurance commercials.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I know he was like going into rehab. I feel like he's done a lot better though.
Yeah.
Like as far as like that aspect of his life, and he was playing in the Canadian Football League for a season or two.
Yeah, and then he absolutely sucked in that too.
Yo, man, they say it's a real statistic. Like, from middle school to high school, only like 28 to like 30-something% of football players like play at the high school level, and then it goes to like 12% of those from high school to college, and then from college to NFL, it's like 0.8% make it to the NFL. Wow, it's intense, bro.
I bet. Yeah, I mean, even I'd be, if I had the chance to even play on a practice squad, that would be amazing. I mean, being paid don't they get paid like $300K a year?
Yeah, even on the practice squad, they make good money.
Yeah, bro, getting paid $300K to play football. I mean, how could you not take that?
Yeah, man, but some people just take it for granted. Well, most of them take it for granted more than others, but I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those things where you don't you have to be in it to really understand. But even if you like me, follow the sport, understand what's going on, you kind of know what it really takes and what you really have to do. It's a sacrifice.
It is. And we are back. We are now entering into phase 2. So what Jaylen Omega Houston is really known for, besides being a football stud, is becoming Hollywood's unheard of elite. Or he's already a part of that unheard of elite. But the thing is that he needs to become heard. And tell us a little bit about that journey. So you said you started following acting after going to Dr. Phillips School for the Arts.
Yeah, so I started there. I was in little plays and stuff in elementary school, middle school, stuff like that. And then I don't know what happened there. There was a big major time for magnet programs. So my best friend, he went to Boone High School because he got into the magnet program for law. And I was like, oh, I want to try something different. The magnet program sounds dope. And my mom was like, do you want to go to Boone with Aaron, or do you want to what do you want to do? I'm like, honestly, I want to go to I want to do something with theater and stuff like that. So we had an audition. So there was actually an audition to even get into that program to go to school. So I nailed that audition, had to do 2 monologues, nailed them, did amazing. Went there for a year, and it was great. It was a great experience. And then again, choosing between football and that, it was just being a young boy, just wanted to be impressive, knowing my skill set. I'm and knowing my what I was familiar with. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with football. But yeah, so that's where I started. Then once I got out of that program, I started doing drama and stuff at my home high school where I started going to, and just kind of did that for the rest of my time in high school. And I just was like, okay, now I'm fully focused on football. Started going to UCF. Always knew that was something in the back of my head. I was always recording. I was always like very natural in front of the camera, just always putting on, like, performing, so to speak. So towards the end of my time at UCF, my good friend Adrian, he like was on this modeling stuff and vlogging and stuff like that, like just on his own doing the same thing. He's like, hey bro, like you should take this improv class. I took one when I was in Miami. It was really great. This and that. And he's like, I'm coming up to Orlando to stay, and I'm gonna take this improv class at SAC Comedy Lab. And I was like, I'm gonna look into it. Immediately looked into it, got enrolled in the same class as him. We started taking it, did the performance at the end of the semester, stuff like that. And I was like, yo, this is amazing, man. Like, just being up on stage. And I also got like compliments and too from people I didn't even know. They're like, you're the best person up there. Like, you were great. There was a game we had to play. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It was freeze.
Oh yeah.
It was freeze. So literally that when we're on stage, like crowd, audience, everything, every time she said freeze, I swear for like 7 scenes, nobody tagged me out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you ran the gauntlet.
Yeah, I ran the gauntlet, bro. So I had to do that, and I got so much praise for that and stuff. I was like, damn, bro, this feeling is amazing. It felt so natural. And that's when I knew. I'm like, yo, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is what I needed. So then that's kind of how the birth of JayTalks started coming up.
What is JayTalks, by the way?
So JayTalks, some people just call them little TED Talks. So basically what JayTalks are, they're just like kind of small, like videos. So from like 5 to like 12 minutes of me just talking about a topic that people want to hear about. So usually on my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, Jaylen Omega. You'll see them all on my IGTV. Bro, I've made like 50. Can you believe that?
Wow.
It's been 2 years.
Dang.
I've made like 50. So basically just talking about like topics people want to hear about. So predominantly people love to hear about relationships. That never goes out of style. So if you're ever running out of content, get somebody on here who talks about relationships, because that'll blow up.
A dating coach of some sort.
Or a dating coach or something like
Hitch.
that. Yeah, exactly. Or there's this girl I follow on YouTube, Christine Ryan, or Courtney Ryan. I love her content, bro. She's so dope. She's also really hot, but she has a boyfriend now. Sad. Tear. Anyways, so yeah, that's what JayTalks are about. So relationships, business, just people, kind of what you're doing, bro. Just bringing people on. Also, like, I have JayTalk collabs as well. So people who are just doing something in their respective space and just impacting the community, impacting others, like making an impact on their own lives and sharing their experiences and stuff. So that's kind of what I do on JayTalks. So talk about mental health a lot as well. I also started 90 Days of Jay Vlogs. That'll start here in October. And just putting out vlogs every day, because I'm kind of just tired of sitting there and talking to the camera. I mean, it does get a little exhausting and repetitive sometimes, and I feel like people are going to get tired of seeing that. So I am like ramping up the 90 Days with Jay Vlogs as well, just vlogging my lifestyle, what I do on a day-to-day, kind of what I already post on my Instagram, but a little bit more in depth, you know?
So the world can get to know Jaylen Omega just a little bit better.
Exactly. Just enough. So that's what JayTalks are. I kind of just do that on the side because I also do see myself being like a motivational speaker, and impacting the youth. Like, I don't know why that's always been on my mind, but just being an impact to the youth, creating a rec center. It's like a YMCA type of deal.
Nice. And
just impacting people around me, because that's what life's all about. Like how are you going to pass on what you learn? How are you going to pass on your experiences to make somebody else's life easier and more navigational? Not the word I was looking for, but
navigatable, you mean?
Navigatable. Yeah. Navigatable. In a smooth, easy going way, because life's tough, bro. Everybody's fighting their own battles, man. I've been fighting my own battles, and like, one thing I just been practicing this week is waking up and just being grateful to be alive. Like, I know that's so cliche, but not everybody has a bed to wake up out of, a queen size bed with a weighted blanket, a super soft mattress, and on top of that, not everybody has their own bathroom to use with clean water, toothpaste, fresh toothpaste. Nobody has their own fridge let alone food in that fridge to even open. So that's something I've been really practicing this week, especially because I've been in a bit of a funk. Just practicing gratefulness and mindfulness, man. It's huge, bro. The mind is so powerful. So powerful. Like,
Damn. The brain really is a very powerful organ. I mean, what we're doing right now is literally a function of our brain. It's just that our bodies kind of just encase it.
Exactly. I mean, one would argue it's the strongest muscle in your body, the brain.
Well, I think that's the tongue, but it's all right.
It could be.
Yeah, because the brain's not a muscle.
Yeah.
It's all right. Hey, listen, did you get hit one too many times in high school?
Yeah, the CTE's building up, bro.
But I think that's awesome. And, it's actually funny because I actually went to an acting summer camp when I was much younger because I wanted to be an actor, or at least I thought. And I was robber number 5.
Okay, was it Robin Hood?
No. It was something about a chair. I don't know. It was really stupid.
And this was in middle school?
Like elementary school.
Elementary school.
Yeah. I was living in Virginia at the time, and I just remember there was a kid named Miles, and he was like the one that made everyone laugh, and I was like that guy and I was that one kid who kind of sat by himself.
Aw, damn, Daniel.
I mean, it's all right.
It's all right, bro. Look at you now, bro. You're thriving. You have a bunch of friends now. You have people around you who really care about you. So even though that was probably a sad time back then, you look at yourself now, bro. You have so much love and gracious people around you, dude.
And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Yeah, and I've been trying to I've been trying to be more grateful now that you mention it because after seeing what was going on in Afghanistan, which just happened recently, and then seeing those guys falling off planes because they were like, we can't stay here. We will literally cling to the side of a plane that's about to fly off the tarmac. I'm thinking, that's how desperate they are. I'm like, wow, me having a job that I don't like seems so minimal, and I feel like I just complain when I do that. I mean, granted, I'm a human, and I'm gonna complain because if you're a human that says I don't complain, that's bullshit.
100%. 100%
bullcrap.
Everybody is going through something, no matter how minimal or major it is. Everybody's going through something, and also, like, don't feel like your problems are invalid.
Correct.
Just because there's somebody else, and not you, but like in general, like to the audience, like everybody's going through something. You have every right to feel how you want to feel about a situation. If something's not suiting you, like, okay, just let those emotions flow through you. What can you do differently about it? Can you change it? Yes. All right. So build a plan of action and do something about it. Can you not change it? All right, then. So accept it and just go through
and find a way around.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why one of my favorite books, it was part of a 3-book series by Ryan Holiday. It's about stoicism, and it's called The Obstacle is the Way.
Yeah.
And so it actually comes from, that's actually, I believe, a line from Marcus Aurelius himself when, the obstacle, stands in the way, but then the obstacle becomes the way. Mm-hmm. I can't think of a great example of that right now because I haven't read the book in a while, but it's just kind of like, if, like you said, if you can't fix something, at least address it, and then, okay, well, you're not dead, so you can find a solution around it. I mean, granted, it's not going to be momentaneous, right afterwards, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's like right on point with what we're talking about, like with acting, bro. Like, so, a lot of people know this, but I am planning to finally move out to LA soon.
Mazel tov, by the way.
Thank you. So before I get into that, so with the acting, so after improv, I kept doing my JayTalks and stuff like that. I'm still putting them out. And then my good friend Kylie, she came along. Well, we've been friends since college. Like, she's just always been one of those people where I knew. Like, when some people just cross paths and you just know they're going to be a part of your life. Like you, bro. Like, when we met, dude, like, I just knew we were going to be part of each other's lives for, like, many projects to come. And, we always talked about it and mentioned it. We just didn't know how it was going to happen or when. She was one of those people as well. So she got me into taking acting classes. So we have the same acting coach. We act at the same studio, and the studio's primary location's in LA. So I've been doing that for about a little under a year.
So you've been doing the lessons and like everything remotely, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's all remotely through Zooms. It's very different.
Just imagine having a weekly fly out to LA. Just imagine the bill that would rack up.
Imagine. Yeah, I wish somebody would pay for that bill. I would love to go to LA a lot more often, but that's why I'm moving there.
Yeah, well, soon you'll be there forever that you'll get so sick of it you want to move back here. I'm just kidding.
It's possible. Well, a lot of people are moving out of LA, but
I've noticed that.
I always say more room for me. I don't really care because that's where I want to be, and that's how I have known that I'm not just following the crowd, because even though everyone's like, oh, the hype's dying down, everyone's leaving there, it's like, okay, I'm still going because
you just like it there.
Yeah, exactly. I love it there. I mean, there's some things I don't agree with, obviously.
Yeah.
There's like half of the things I kind of don't agree with, but we won't get into that. But yeah, bro. So she got me into that, and so that's kind of what has accelerated this plan of moving out there, because I want to be in person. I want to be doing this full time, because like a lot of people think in order to be a successful actor, you got to be A-list. You got to be A-list. You got to be well known in all these like people see Michael B. Jordan, Leonardo Dicaprio, Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise.
Dude, the guy from the Allstate commercial is famous.
Yeah, exactly. Off commercials, bro, and he's probably making millions off that, and that's his full-time job, to do 15-second commercials. Granted, behind the scenes it's probably way longer than that, but like his face value is only like 15 seconds per month, one video or one commercial, and that's it, and he's getting paid millions every time, or like thousands every time that airs, bro. Like, you don't have to be a full-time, like, you don't have to be A-list actor or face to be successful in that industry. Like, there's people in my class who do commercials, short films, and like web series and stuff like that, and they're doing just fine, and they're happy.
Me personally, I feel like as long as I'm making the money, the fame can kind of come second.
Yeah,
because you can't pay bills with fame.
Nope. Just like they say, gas doesn't run on friendships. Exactly, same thing, man. So I'm just really, really, really excited. So I have my portfolio and resume. I'm still working on getting new headshots, which I should have been done that, but it's okay. Headshots, yeah.
I mean, I'm a freelance photographer.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Yeah,
that's all right.
Well, bro, you're always busy too, though. All respect to you, though, because you're busy with real stuff. Like, you're really out here doing it, dude.
I'm trying. I'm really doing my best. I mean, I feel like everybody is now, even in this pandemic, even though it's sort of quote unquote died down, even though things are kind of flaring back up.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just trying to do their best at this time, because no one expected this. It's kind of funny when people ask, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I guess people back in 2016 weren't thinking, oh, we're going to be in a pandemic, so I'm going to be completely screwed.
Yeah, like, there'll be a pandemic in 5 years, so I see myself just figuring it out. And that's kind of where we're all at. I mean, that's definitely where I'm at as well, man. So you're not alone in that degree at all, in that arena. But yeah, bro. So I mean, I'm still excited to be moving out there and doing all that stuff, man. I'm just excited to be finally doing what I love. And
you've been in Florida all your life, right?
Yeah, bro. I was born in Tallahassee, moved to Orlando when I was like 7 years old, and I have been here ever since. So, and it's crazy because like Orlando's like a hub for tourists and stuff like that. And I've been noticing a lot more recently, like when I introduce myself to new people, they're like, oh, where are you from? I was like, oh, I was born in Tally, but I'm from Orlando. They're like, you're from here? Like, people live here? Like, I've been getting that so much more lately. It's become more common. But at first I'm like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean people live here? Yes, people live here. But like with Disney, Universal, all the theme parks, all
everyone
the attractions.
Just seems really temporary.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have a friend, she's from Texas, and she's actually moving back to Texas after being here for 6 years. She just wants to start over and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, I get that a lot. They're like, oh, you're from here? Like, you live here? And that's another thing. I feel like a lot of people from Orlando, they hate to claim that they're from Orlando. Have you noticed that?
It's like, I've noticed it, but it's not hate per se, but I do know where you're coming from. It's, I don't know. It's just, especially with us being, having gone to school here at UCF, it's, I feel like there's some kind of stigma in staying in the place that you went to college to, but just because you found opportunities. I honestly don't think that's a bad thing, because as long as you find a place to establish yourself and you are fully confident in it, why does it matter where you decide to start your life?
Yeah. No, that's very true. I definitely feel like I can see myself being those people asking me those questions in LA. Like when I get out there, I'm like, oh, where are you from? They're like, oh, I'm from here. I'm like, wait, you actually lived here all your life? Like, I'm gonna be one of those people.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, you didn't move here at 25 when you were told you were the hottest girl in your 1,000-person town?
Right? No, you should just be out there. You should go do something with your life. Figure it out in LA.
And that's the thing about, like, the pretty women that go out there. It seems like, you know, where they're from, they're, like, really pretty. But then once they go there, they're just one of many.
They are. I mean, well, that's the same thing here, too. I feel like Orlando is packed with beautiful women, beautiful people, talented people as well, especially Miami, too. We have Miami. We have here. We have SoFlo.
Tampa.
Tampa's growing expeditiously.
Exponentially.
Yeah, my vocab today. I promise I'm a literature person, guys. I really do.
He is a literate person.
I am. Yeah, I'm tripping, but yeah, it's growing out there as well. We have all these hubs for beautiful people, talented people.
Well, you know, they love the water. They love the humidity. Well, actually, no, they don't like that part.
They love the photo ops, bro.
True. I mean, constant vacation, quote unquote. But it's like my version of vacation is going to where they're from. You know, being in the snow and the cold. I like being secluded.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the vacation that I kind of need right now. I just need to be like with my own thoughts, just somewhere that isn't here, because with here I have to hear a train every like 3 hours. At least there I'll hear like, you know, a wolf howling. I mean, granted, that means that they'll be nearby and they could potentially eat me, but you know what? I'm like, nature.
It's a big difference, bro. My friend was actually planning a trip to Colorado, either Colorado or Tennessee, like get a cabin or something like that. That I was originally gonna do that until Kylie told me about LA for her birthday.
Yeah, you want to save every penny for that.
Oh, 100%. It's so expensive. Granted, for my birthday, I in total, because I had somewhere to stay, I only spent like $1,200. I say only, but
yeah, exactly.
It was still a lot.
I could use $1,200 right now,
bro. I can use $20,000 right now.
I can use $20,001 right now. This is a recent revelation that I've come up with. In your 20s, as a young person, you're supposed to be broke.
Yeah.
Not saying that, you know, granted, if you work your butt off, and you earn you earn like a higher living, then, you know, good for you. But it's just that, you know, you're supposed to make mistakes and do stupid stuff at this age. I mean, granted, as long as it keeps you out of jail. I also learned that people don't win all the time.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's okay, because, you know, we're not supposed to. Just like how nothing is ever 100% perfect. You know, life can't ever be 100% perfect. You know, there has to be some monkey wrenches that has to be thrown in order for you to learn.
100%, bro. And a lot of people, and that's another thing too. Like there's a lot more L's than W's in life. Mm-hmm. The thing is, people just don't see it.
The W's shine more through.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. The same thing with like social media. Like it's just highlight reels. People only show their wins, their newest and next vacation, their newest car model, stuff like that. And it's like, you didn't see behind the scenes of what it took them to get there. You didn't see them applying for another credit card just to afford that and going into more debt or something like that. But yeah, bro, you're completely spot on, dude. People think it's all fine and dandy and easy-go-lucky, happy-go-lucky just because of highlight reels. And it's not. It's freaking hard, especially here in our 20s, like you said. Especially
for an actor, I would say, too, because you know, you have so much competition out there because of social media. Your competition is not just in LA anymore. Now you have to fight with the entire world.
Yeah. I had to sit on that for a second. Yeah, bro. Everybody's a brand ambassador now.
Quote unquote brand ambassadors.
Yeah,
whatever that means.
Everybody gets paid from YouTube. I was actually listening to these people talk one day, and they were like, yo, if I meet a girl and she sits here and tells me she's an IG model, the first thing I'm gonna ask her is, let me see your I-9 statement, your tax statement, because if you're an IG model, like when I think IG model, and you're supposedly quote unquote getting paid to brand this stuff, you better be getting paid like a lot of freaking money, enough money to like have on your taxes, or else you're not an IG model.
Correct.
Self-proclaimed. Yeah, self-proclaimed IG model. But yeah, bro, it's just it's hard. It's hard. There's so many actors. There's so many people just trying to get there. It's a pretty vigorous arena, the entertainment, media, acting world, for sure. It's not easy at all. You got to stay on top of it 100%. I've been slacking for sure, but I mean, just like you said, we're in our 20s, mid-20s, and I know I'm going to be all right. I know I'm going to be successful, and it's going to happen for us all.
You're going to do great things, Jaylen.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, bro.
Jaylen, who are your main inspirations when it comes to acting?
I'd say I'd go with my main two main three actually who I aspire to like take after for sure. Will Smith, number one.
Nice.
And then
my favorite rapper.
Bro, I forgot he had albums and that he never cursed on.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I love him the most.
Legend, bro. He's a legend, dude.
They made fun of him on Family Guy for it.
Oh, I remember.
Woo, haha. I respect women when I'm on a date. Ho ho, woohoo.
Yeah, I love that. So, Will Smith for sure. I take after him a lot. Michael B. Jordan, and then more recently, Washington. David T. Washington.
David T. Washington?
Is that his name? John T. Washington.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Denzel Washington's son.
Oh, I didn't know he had a son that acted.
Yeah, bro. He's in, his most recent, that I've seen, is Beckett on Netflix. He's the main character in Tenet. Have you ever watched Tenet?
No.
Bro, I've watched that movie like 4 times. It's better than Inception.
Really?
In my opinion. I may be biased again. It's him and Robert Pattinson, dude. Bro, that movie, go watch Tenet, bro. You have to watch Tenet.
What platform is it on?
HBO Max.
Okay, I have that. So yeah, I'll take it out.
100% HBO Max. I watched it in theaters, bro. That movie was probably the loudest movie I've ever heard. Like surround sound audio wise.
Oh, I thought you were about to say that doesn't sound like a marijuana movie.
No, it's not a marijuana movie, bro.
Not that loud?
No, not that loud, but loud enough. It could compare. One would compare. No, that movie, like even from the opening scene, like it's because how they distort the audio and music and stuff like that. Like it goes with the theme of the movie. But,
okay,
dude, masterpiece of a movie, dude. Masterpiece. And I believe it was directed by is it Nolan?
Christopher Nolan. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He makes very loud movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Good movies, but loud.
Amazing movies, man. That movie for sure, dude, is what really put me onto him. I'm like, yo, this dude, he's got it. And even then I didn't realize that was Denzel Washington's son. But yeah, him. And yeah, that's who I've taken, like, who I've been paying a lot more attention to as well. He's on the rise for sure to, like, right with his dad. I mean, again, I might be biased because I'm younger, but I feel like he can surpass his dad one day.
I mean, that's the thing. We got to wait like 30 plus years now.
Exactly, yeah, because Denzel is just a legend, man. He's a legend.
Yeah.
So
getting old, but a legend.
Yeah, he's still a legend. So yeah, those are the top 3 that I take after, that I aspire to be like. Michael B. Jordan, dude, he's phenomenal. His range, his versatility on the acting spectrum is just, I think he has a lot further he can go. Like, take it for real.
One of my favorite superheroes by far is Black Panther. And so when that movie came out, honestly, I got to give Michael B. Jordan props to playing Killmonger. He played a very convincing villain.
Yeah. Did you see what he went through?
Yeah. Especially with like all the bumps on his body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like they asked him on one of the interviews, they were like, "Oh, how was it like during that role, like going through the movie and like afterwards?" He's like, "Man, it was just really tough because Killmonger is like a loner. He's like the alpha, or he's the omega of the group, and so he had to like really get into character of prepping and doing homework, of like being alone, like kind of distancing himself from his family in real life." and like going on trips alone and like being a loner. He's like, bro, I had to go to therapy afterwards. A lot of actors actually do that. They go to therapy and stuff after really tough roles like that. And he's like, yeah, it took me a couple months to kind of get out of it.
Oh, damn.
Like that's how deep acting is, man. Like to really land those roles like that and to make it like that's the reason why some of these actors on the big screen are so believable, because they actually live it. Joaquin Phoenix.
It's called method acting, right?
Method acting, yeah. So Joaquin Phoenix and Joker.
Daniel Day-Lewis in almost any of his roles.
Exactly. And then you have of course Leonardo Dicaprio in that movie The Revelation. Like that. He actually slept.
Is it The Revelation or The Revenant?
The Revenant. Why did I get the Revelation? Yeah, it's The Revenant. He actually slept in a cowhide.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I read about that. And of course he didn't actually get attacked by a bear because
yeah, of course.
they would have had to replace him.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, him in The Revenant. There was another movie that was on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it.
I mean, even in Django, when he broke the glass with his hand, it was actually broken glass and it was bleeding. And like the cast, they were getting the doctors ready, but then the director was like, no. It was actually Leonardo. It was like, no, we're gonna keep filming. And they were like, okay, sure.
Yeah, that people go to extreme lengths to stay in character. Yeah, like you see Tom Cruise, he actually performs those stunts in Mission Impossible.
Apparently, he wears a thong to increase his movement range, or at least that's what he says about that. Or when he was asked about his man thong, I remember reading that somewhere, and I don't know where it came up, where I read that, but it's just there, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
It's probably true. I mean, I would have.
Sure, it is.
On the surface, like exactly, like on the surface, like I don't believe that. This is just for the camera. But like actually being in the industry and understanding like what it takes, I could see it. I could see.
I mean, it's kind of like why WWE wrestlers, they wear like those bikini bottoms, because it's like they gotta move
their mobility.
That's right. Or at least that's what I was told.
Maybe it helps with stamina too. Who knows?
I don't know. But hey, listen. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, all those guys.
Hey, legends, bro. They made it work. They
of their own kind, yes.
They method acted to the fullest. But yeah, man, the prep, it's a lot. Like the prep and doing your homework on.
So what goes into prepping? I'm sorry, prepping.
So prepping specifically is what you do before a scene. So. Like my acting coach, he always suggests, and there's no time limit on it, but he always suggests like 10 minutes before you're actually doing the scene, you need to be prepping and getting prepared to be in character, to be ready to integrate how you're feeling with who your character is, because essentially you are the character. Doesn't matter for me, Jaylen. It doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I need to feel how, let's say, Kyle's feeling. The person I'm playing, I need to be
so amped up on a Monster Energy drink while eating a bunch of Doritos.
Yeah, that's possible if that's what the scene requires.
Let's go, Kyle.
Yeah, like shotgun a monster and get ready and be ready. Oh my god,
that sounds horrible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, but that's what it takes.
Anything for the shot.
Anything for the shot. Anything for the prep.
Anything for the vine.
Do it for the vine.
I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for the vine.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Man, RIP Vine, dude. I'm sad now.
Stupid kids don't even know what Vine is.
They have TikTok. I don't know any of the TikTok dances.
Neither do I. I don't even scroll through TikTok. That's the thing. I actually had to learn for my job at the gun range when I was doing their social media. But going back to what you were saying.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, like with the prep. So, for example, Kylie and I are actually doing a scene together for class. And we're playing, like, boyfriend, girlfriend. And so we're actually performing a breakup scene. So, for example, I need to be prepping, being pissed off, tired as hell, coming from a long day of work. I'm like a bus driver. just dealing with people all day. I just want to come home and just relax for 20 minutes, and she won't let me, essentially.
Aren't you rooming with Kylie?
Yeah, we're going to be roommates in LA, bro.
Honestly, minus the bus driver part and minus the boyfriend, girlfriend, that sounds like exactly what your life is going to be.
Yo, literally, like, do these damn dishes. Like, bro, I'm not doing shit. Leave me alone. Give me 20 minutes and I'll think about it, maybe, if you don't ask again. Yeah, so essentially that's how a prep works. And then so you have a prep, that's the 10 minutes before the scene. And then, like, you have, like, homework. So it's, like, studying the script, understanding the script, being the script, and not just knowing your lines, no matter what role you play, but understanding who else is, like, whose roles are integrated with yours as well, and understanding what everybody else is doing and who they are as their character. That's like homework. And then if you go to the next level, there's method acting of doing more existential. That's the word, right?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure my vocab is back
You're
on point. Doing some existential, some work of, like, being alone, or, like, being in, like, a fake relationship in real life. I don't know, bro.
Or maybe, like, putting on, or, taking out 20 or 40 pounds at a time.
That too. Yeah, that's another level of it, or getting super shredded.
Like Christian Bale.
Mm-hmm.
He got super buff for Batman, but then for the Machinist, I believe is what it's called.
He got super skinny.
Yeah, like
Like
emaciated.
yeah, man. Yeah, that's intense, bro. See, that stuff like that is what makes an A-list actor A-list, Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe if the time ever came where I had, like, back-to-back roles like that, maybe, but I don't know, man. That it's so extreme, but that's how it is. That's how the acting world is. And like I was saying before, man, there's like I'm on all these casting sites or whatever. Like, I have my demo reels, I have my portfolio resume, I have older headshots that are still up. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'll apply for a role, and then I'll get the audition, and sometimes I'll be like, hey, like, the producer will, like, reach out to me like, hey, I saw your role, I saw your resume, I think you'd be great for this part. Can you send in the self-tape or come in for an audition? It's tomorrow. And it's like,
it's tomorrow.
Like, how bad do I want this? And then it gets to that point. It's like, how bad do I want this? What do I need to read over? Sometimes you'll have some like that. I'll be honest. A lot of mine recently have been like that. They're like, I need a self-tape within 2 days. I need a self-tape within 24 hours. It's just like, bro, do I want it that bad right now? But it's all up to me at that point, So you'll get some like that, and then you'll get some that are like, I need it by 2 weeks. So you have a little bit more time to work with. But man, that's just a little snippet of how the acting world kind of works for someone like me who's just trying to come up and just get his name out there a lot more.
What would you say are some of your favorite projects that you have done up to this point?
I would say, well, I've mostly only been in short films as of right now. I'm working on producing or directing and screenwriting a set of web series.
About what?
Which are short films. So
okay.
They're short films, but they're going to be short film episodes. So we're calling it a web series, basically, for the Mental Health Project. So that's something that Kylie and I co-founded together, just bringing more awareness to mental health and how serious it is for everyone, really, man. Because before, a couple years ago, like, mental health was always seen as something that's made up, that's all in your head.
Stigmatized.
Yeah, very, very, very stigmatized. And so now that people are becoming more aware of it, and it's starting to affect a lot more people, especially with this pandemic, it has shown. We're just creating short films about different types of mental health disorders, or whatever you may want to call them. So, like, for instance, our first episode is going to be called The Social Media Epidemic. So basically just how social media affects and runs the world, but from like a high school friend group point of view. So you have the boyfriend and the girlfriend in the same friend group. You have the friends partying, seeing stuff on social media. The girl wishing she looked like this. She wish she was here doing this with that person, and the guy like liking all these girls' photo ops and stuff like that. All these brand ambassadors and things like that, and then going from there. So. And then that'd be the first episode, and then go into some like more personal episodes of like anxiety, depression, like really getting into the mind of someone who suffered from that, which is myself and Kylie. And then she has suffered from disorders as well that she's been diagnosed with. And we'll go more into that as well with those short films. But yeah, so that's something we're working on that I'm really excited about. And then for myself that I've acted in, just short films like skits with Adrian. I'm actually using those for my demo reel. He's phenomenal, by the way, man. I love that kid, dude. So skits with him I have for my demo reel. And I was in a short film a year and a half ago. It was like a wedding. It's called Walking on Eggshells. That was really fun. I was the support, so I was like the best man for the groom. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
So that's those are a few projects to date that I've worked on that I'm pretty happy to be a part of.
When did you start getting into learning about mental health? What's triggered? Because you said it was you and Kylie who found it out. But is there some point in your life that you really decided to really hunker down and find what makes Jaylen tick, sort of thing?
Yeah. So like back to the middle school thing, I always knew there was something. I guess you could say something. There was something off with me. Like I knew it. I was like, bro, why am I?
There's something off with everybody, by the way. So don't feel bad.
Yeah. And I'm like, why do I always feel like this? Like, what is going on? Like I could wake up one day and be completely happy, go lucky. The next day, I'm freaking sitting next to my windowsill with headphones in, listening to sad Akon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. Like that was a real thing, and I never understood it. So like 2016, 2017.
Haven't heard that name in a while. Akon.
Akon and Young Jeezy. Gotta take it easy.
Akon, Slim Shady.
If you're looking for me, I be on the block. Yeah, that's an oldie, bro. But
I'm a soul survivor.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So like it was like 2016, 2017. I didn't really understand, and I started going to to my doctor, and they were just like, oh, I had to take like a DSM. So for those who don't know what a DSM really quickly is, basically just saying like, oh, in the past 90 days, I've been feeling like such and such, agree, disagree, 1 to 5, all this stuff. And I was rated like above, like pretty high. And so they prescribed me for anxiety, depression pills and stuff like that, and some things to kind of like integrate into my daily habits. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of started doing that. I got off the depression, anxiety pills, but I still knew something was off. So that's why now I started going to therapy from 2017 to 2019. And that's kind of also how the JayTalks started to arise, just showing that vulnerability. Like, even though I'm always appearing as a happy-go-lucky guy, I have my own issues, and not everything's peaches and cream, And so Kylie started to realize the same thing as well. She noticed what I was doing, and she's a social media marketing agent, and she's phenomenal, by the way. And she just like reached out to me. She's like, hey, we both went through a lot of things. We both have made a lot of progress. This is something that I've been thinking about. We should do this together. And I was like, okay. And then sure enough, like less than a week, she already had like a logo. She already had like site ideas to like promote this stuff. And we have some pretty big things that are coming up, actually, that like government, like involvement in a good way.
Oh yeah, of course.
In a good way. So that's kind of how we kind of got into this point of the mental health project.
What are some stuff that the mental health project is doing?
So currently we have the mental health project shop. So currently we have 2 shirts. That one is like, it's okay to be sad. And then on the back it says like mental health awareness or the mental health project. And then we have another shirt. And it's on the mental health shop. So right now we're just pushing the merch, like those 2. And then we're going to come with more accessories, keychains, tags, stickers, stuff like that. And then we also do mental health Mondays on this app called Clubhouse. So every single Monday for about 2 hours, we kind of just host a room, and the audience has started to call it like free therapy, because like it's literally just a safe space. We have like kind of topics and prompts that we use to kind of navigate the conversation, just so people don't feel left out. We ask the audience questions, and you're free to speak whenever you like, and we'll chime in once they're done and just kind of reaffirm them and reassure them and let them know like, yo, I'm like, thank you. For me, at least, I'll be like, yo, thank you for being here. Like, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you felt comfortable enough to share this with us and the audience, and kind of give some affirmations and things like that. So those are 2 things. Like I said, we also have the short films coming up, and then we have the mental health project page, and we're coming on Instagram. Finally, we got that up, and then we're also going to be working on a website. So those are just a few things And
Yeah,
then
just quote unquote a few. That sounds like a lot going on for you guys.
yeah, it's only up from here, baby.
Only wow, what you're doing is a really beautiful thing, and like you said, with all the stigmatism, it seems like people are still kind of in the dark ages about that whole thing, and we're finding new stuff about our brain all the time, and that's kind of the thing about humanity. It's like, granted, we can't explore via lands because the globe's already been founded out, in its entirety. But then there's also the world of like what's inside our head that's still even being played with to this day. I mean, they're even doing studies with like psychedelic mushrooms, and especially for people with PTSD. And yeah, this is a whole new realm that we haven't really tackled yet, because I guess we never really thought to even think about it at first.
And it's been right there between our eyes the whole time.
Quite literally, if you want to take it that way.
Exactly. Again, just a few things, but it's a lot going on. It's a lot to manage. Not just the mental health project, but also this new avenue of acting, and then coming from that huge line of football and disciplinary, like a family, like a very disciplined and get to it family. So that's about my life, bro, right there, man.
Well, sounds like you've got a lot of great things going for you.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate it, man.
And listen, we're all in our humble beginnings right now, so don't feel bad if you aren't doing anything great right now. Ariana, people like Ariana Grande are like one out of trillions. Even though it's out of billions of people, it's like the odds are out of trillions. Okay, now it is time for the question bonus round. Every episode of Big DK Energy will have a bonus question round for our guests, just so that you can get to know and love them more. So Jaylen, to start off with these questions, hold on, let me just pull them up.
Oh boy, they must be spicy. Then you pulling them up, bro.
Oh, absolutely. So Jaylen, what are your ultimate dreams and goals, and where do you see yourself living?
Oh man, my ultimate dreams and goals. I want to go back to school and get my doctorate in sports psychology. I want to be a sports therapist for a professional team, build my own like organization / corporation of like YMCA's sort of deals. I haven't come up with a complete name yet, but just something for the youth, and like probably like preferably like lower income places. And then if it builds up, it builds up. I actually have a vision board of living, like having my main home in Los Angeles. My dream home, I have the address on it and everything. It's like $10 million right now. My dream car is $500,000, SVJ Aventador Lamborghini. But I see most of my revenue and income coming from like entertainment, media, acting, and my and like being a mentor, like Eric Thomas and stuff like that.
Nice. Number 2, what's a country you would like to go viral in?
A country that I'd like to go viral in? The first thing that goes to my head is Germany.
Really?
I don't know. I've always wanted to visit Germany. I love Bayern Munich, the football club.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah. Mia, son Mia, baby. So yeah, probably Germany. I don't know why that popped in my head.
You can be this generation's David Hasselhoff.
Ooh, yes. Even more of a reason.
What are your recent strides in the acting world? Number 3.
My recent strides is finally getting my demo reel together, my resume and my portfolio, and preparing for my big move out to the hub of acting.
The City of Angels.
City of Angels, baby.
Number 4. Who are you? So we already discussed who your top 3 actors were. Name one more, and then I want you to think of a movie in which they would all be in and give them characters.
Ooh. Okay, Will Smith. All right, Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan, Washington. And
who's number 4?
Ooh, I'd say Leonardo DiCaprio.
All right, now think of a plot they're all in.
Ooh,
first one off the top of your head.
This may not even be good, but Leonardo DiCaprio is like kind of like the sinister like.
Well, sinister people are sinners, so that works.
Yeah, the sinister like mastermind behind some type of government or government officiating plan, something basic like that. You have Will Smith, who's like lead commander of like the United States or like Army or something like that. You have Michael B. Jordan, who's like the youngling, who doesn't really, he's kind of new to the force, doesn't really understand everything and what he's been tasked with for this operation. And then you have Washington, who's like, he's like follow my lead type of guy. Like he's kind of like, you have Will Smith as the commander, the lieutenant commander, and you have Washington under him, and he's like the one who's really the action guy, and then you have Michael B. Jordan, who's kind of like the clueless one, kind of falls in love with someone of some kind, some support role, who is also working with Leonardo Dicaprio.
Okay, nice.
That's off the top of my head.
Oh, actually, great answer, by the way. But actually, speaking of supporting, number 5, if you could support any actor or be in a supporting role for any actor, who would it be and why?
If I could be in any supporting role for an actor, I don't know why this just came to my head, but I never thought of this before. But Kevin Hart, like I could see myself being like the combative, like younger cousin or something.
Oh my god!
And just pissing each other off and just being able to go toe for toe with him, like bitching and complaining and just also being funny and comical at the same time.
He'd probably climb up you because you're like 6'4" and he's like what, 2 feet?
Like 2 feet tall. Like doesn't even go past my kneecaps, bro.
It's all right. It's all right, Kevin. You have millions of dollars and we don't. So
and you're hilarious, bro.
Exactly. All right. Number 6. What's a quality in a person that you value the most?
A quality I value the most, I'd say integrity. Like, because it's really easy for someone to be like seem honest and genuine on a camera or in front of your face, but the biggest thing is like how they are behind the scenes
in real life.
Exactly. And I mean, even then I've had people who I've come into contact with who will talk crap about somebody behind their backs and then in their face act like they're the greatest of family members or friends. So I say integrity 100%.
Got it. Moving on to number 7. Based on your life, what's one of the most important lessons you have learned to this date?
Oh, man.
Or to this day?
To this day, based on my life. I'd say you'll figure it out and it'll all come together like it's supposed to. Like, no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you've put yourself through, whether it's unintentionally or intentionally, the fact that you're still here means that you have further to go, and you have a goal, you have something that God or the universe or whatever you believe in has aligned for you to achieve before you leave. So no matter where you're at in life right now, you will figure it out, and it will align for you as it's supposed to.
Nice. It's very comforting to hear.
Yeah. I saw you get a little relaxed there, bro. Like, wow.
Yep.
I needed that.
It's one of those things. You just need to be reminded of it once in a while.
100%, man.
Awesome. So moving on to number 8. Who is a hero of yours that is not a friend or family member?
That's tough because I don't really have heroes. Okay, this is probably gonna be one that's like really out of nowhere, but I'd say a hero to me is Xxx Tentacion. Rest in peace.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody would expect that, but I say he's a hero because he's actually was someone who spoke about mental health. Like he was a badass in many degrees of the word, but like he actually was someone who, on and off camera, I felt like I've actually met him before.
Really?
Yeah. He's actually someone who was always pushing someone forward, like letting them know, like, hey, you can do whatever it is that you put your mind to. Like, it's gonna work out for you. Like, you're gonna be fine. And even at such a young age, bro, like he was always trying to, even though he was crazy, he was always going viral for something.
Yeah.
He was always like trying to push people forward and I don't know, just inspire, bro. Like, And the fact that he passed away, how he passed away when he was continuing to do that for others, it was just like, man, just gone too soon. And like, I've posted about this before, but I mean, he's one of few, and like by few I mean like 3 artists who really like saved my life, like through his music.
Who are the other two?
Juice WRLD and Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting how you find the correct keys in life from the wrong people.
I know, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Man.
I don't know what Juice WRLD did, but Chris Brown and XXX. I'm just like, sure, okay. Listen,
Yeah, I know.
as long as you feel inspiration from them, I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah, and that's just artist wise, like musically.
And honestly, I did not know about that about X. So I guess I can't fully hate him now. So I'm sorry about that, X. Rest in
Yeah, I
peace.
know he had like that thing going on with like he beat his baby mama and stuff like that, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't condone beating women. I really don't condone violence. I'm not a pacifist. Like there's a time for everything.
Well, you were a strong safety. Of course, you can't be a pacifist.
Yeah.
The phrase "talk shit, get hit."
Yeah.
You were the literal embodiment of that person.
That
Body, bam.
I was always ready, man. That's what I loved about playing safety too. I love to hit people, and I could catch too.
Oh, dang. Okay, so you were like,
I was a real Troy Polamalu.
oh, hey, listen, one of the best.
Yeah, one of the best for real.
Kind of off topic, but one of my favorite Steelers ever is Hines Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
why is that?
Besides him being amazing, he's also half Korean like me. So
Okay.
So I don't know. I just find that super cool about him. And, the fact that there was somebody else, who was also half Korean. I'm like, oh, that guy's kind of like me. And so that's why he became one of my favorites.
That's inspiring.
Yeah.
That is, man.
And, all right, excellent. I actually like that answer for 8. It was something I wouldn't have expected to hear. But, number 9. Tell me some of your most important daily habits that keeps you on track.
Some of my most important daily habits. This one's very underrated, and I don't think people really understand it. It could be one of those things where you won't understand it unless you do it yourself. But making my bed every morning.
Really?
Making my bed, like, it's something about like going throughout your entire day, and like no matter what the day has brought, and coming home to a neat, tidy room and a made bed. It's just, I feel like serenity. Like when I walk in,
serene,
yeah, very serene, like a sense of that, and just like, oh man, this feels great. So that, making my bed, meditating, reading my devotionals, in the morning.
Devotional, not sabbatical. Okay, I used the word incorrectly the other day, but I had a boss that he did devotionals every day. In the middle of his store, he would just bring the Bible and just get some notes and just kind of plug away at that.
Yeah,
is that what you do?
Well, I have this, it's called Daily Devotional for Men. So there's actually applications in it. So I don't write them down. Maybe I should. I used to, but it's basically like you read through a couple passages and verses, and like the author of that devotional book kind of just explains what's going on and ties a story from real life or from a movie into it. And there's applications like questions like, oh, from this passage, what do you think was being said to you? What do you think, like, what do you get from that? It's something to think about and like answer out loud or write it down, So there's application to it as well. So sometimes I'll just like say it out loud, but maybe I should start writing it down again.
I mean, it can't hurt. I mean, you can just read back to it and, like a few months later, it's like, oh yeah, I wrote this.
Yo, right? I have a book. Wow. You just inspired me to go home and go back through that devotional book that I did write in.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Hey, listen, whether you do it or not, you're still the man, Jaylen.
Hey, appreciate that.
All right, question number 10, and this is going to be the last question. Or actually, I have another question, or, a bonus question after this. But number 10, name something that you're really proud of overcoming.
Oh, one thing.
I know it's a very vague question, but
it is a very vague question, but it's all right. I think to be basic back. I think I'm just really proud of not overcoming, but understanding more like my depression and anxiety and the effect it has on my mental health and how to combat it and move with more ease throughout my days and months in life, really. So that's definitely something that I'm very proud of, understanding more about myself and how that works. And yeah, man, I mean, it's an everyday battle as well, but the fact that I have the tools and the knowledge to be able to,
And the willpower to go through.
and the willpower, the mental strength, that's number one. Having that mental capability is what I'm proud of the most, for sure, for sure.
Good for you, man. Excellent answers. And
bro.
and as the bonus question, what is your favorite Bible verse?
Oh, man.
Ironically, being asked by a Jew.
I'd say Proverbs 22:1.
What is that? What does that one say?
A good name is to be desired than great riches, for favor is better than silver and gold. So, if to break it down a little bit, a good name is to be desired than great riches, like integrity. Back to the integrity thing and how you treat others and what you're doing with this one life that you have on earth means a lot more than the monetary value in your net worth, so to speak. So to have a good name is better than having a net worth of $1 billion. I mean, what's being a billionaire when you're a piece of shit and no one likes you, you know? Favor is better than silver and gold. So like being an asset to others and helping out others and doing for those who can't do for themselves will take you a lot further than a dollar bill will. I mean, a dollar bill will help a lot too, but a lot of people will remember what you did for them.
Correct. People remember the way that you made them feel.
Exactly. So that's why that's my favorite verse. I've been reciting that since high school.
Wow. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Excellent. So with that, we have come to the conclusion of the show. And Jaylen, I just want to say thank you again for attending. And as we wrap up, I just want to say your story is amazing, especially the come up, the football, the way that you're carrying yourself about acting, and the fact that you're also a person with such a big heart and that you positively affect everyone that is around you. And with all of that, I think that's the reason why you, Jaylen Omega Houston, have big DK energy.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro. That was amazing close, man. Very heartfelt. I'm 100% grateful to be here. Grateful to be working with you on something again, bro. I know this isn't gonna be the last time, and just like for this podcast, man, you're gonna kill it. This is an exciting platform. I'm just as excited for you as a friend as you are as the host, bro. And I'm just really honored to be here. I'm grateful, man. I truly am.
Well, I appreciate that. So, with all that being said, we will put all of his social media links in the description below. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And also don't forget to check out JayTalks as well.
Don't forget to check that out. Seriously.
You'll feel a lot better after listening to at least one. So with that being said, I'm Danny K. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you guys. Have a good one, man. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.